Few civilizations have exerted as much influence on the world as ancient Greece. From this group of city-states located around the Aegean Sea came much of the classical literature and philosophy we know today. In fact, America's founding fathers looked to the city-state of Athens as a model in developing our democracy.
Athens was also a strong military power leading to an alliance of city-states called the Delian League. But it had one fierce rival, Sparta. This city-state had its own alliance called the Peloponnesian League, named for the peninsula where Sparta was located. Unlike Athens, Sparta was an oligarchy. Devoted to the art of war, its soldiers were renowned for their ferocity and discipline.
Athens and Sparta united to defeat an empire controlled by Persia. But as the Athenian Empire expanded, tension between the cities grew. Finally, the two came to blows. An account of this epic clash, the Peloponnesian War, was written by Thucydides, a Greek historian. In his history, Thucydides tells the tragic story of how Greek turned against Greek. It is the beginning of the end of a remarkable civilization.
It is 438 BC. Our story starts in the assembly, a democratic chamber of debate and lawmaking in Athens. Under Pericles, the city-state is enjoying a golden age of art and architecture, erecting such monumental buildings as the Parthenon. But trouble is brewing. The cities of the Delian League resent the growing power of Athens and the burdensome tribute that it demands from them.
Citizens, Athens is the envy of the world. Our allies benefit from our might, and we expect them to pay for this protection.
Yet we are unpopular among our so-called allies. They resent us for contributing to our military.
We have shown the city of Samos what happens to rebels. Their men are tortured and their walls burned down.
I think we'll regret treating the people who have been our allies with such a heavy hand.
This discontent is unfortunate, but we must stand firm to guard our empire.
Complaints among members of the Delian League against Athens grow increasingly bitter, and Sparta takes notice.
In 431 BC, Sparta holds a meeting of the Peloponnesian League to discuss the threat from Athens. The king of Sparta, Archidamus, tries to keep tempers cool, but the ambassador from Corinth, Sparta's ally, is furious.
First, one of our colonies gained independence and Athens defended it. Then, Athens besieged the city where many of our people lived. When will you stop them from bullying us?
I've seen many wars, so I never go into battle lightly. I promise we won't turn a blind eye toward Athenian aggression forever. We'll talk to them, but prepare for war just in case.
We can't waste time. All those in favor of a war stand on this side of the room.
I fear that we'll start a war that our children will have to finish.
The majority votes for war. A reluctant Archidamus braces himself for the upcoming conflict. Sparta demands that Athens break up its empire to avoid war. When Athens refuses, the Peloponnesian League attacks.
Fearing the mighty Spartan army, Pericles orders his people to leave their families and take shelter behind the stone walls of Athens. Still, the city suffers great losses. Pericles delivers a speech that becomes a famous elegy for his fallen warriors.
Citizens, our men have fought and died so Athens can shine for generations to come. We are different from the Spartans who are trying to mindlessly obey. We think for ourselves, and above all, we prize freedom. The speech stirs the hearts of Athenians, but the war continues to cause suffering.
We were forced to leave our farms to have nowhere to live.
The Spartans are destroying our houses and our land. What's the point of this war?
In the second year of battle, a plague sweeps through Athens. It kills 1/3 of the city's soldiers and many of the people crowded inside the walls. In 429 BC, Pericles dies. A wealthy merchant named Cleon rises to power and addresses the assembly.
Athenians, we have been whipped by our own timidity. The Spartans are barbarians who threaten our way of life. We must defeat them.
I despise Cleon. He's a warmonger who presses Athens ruthlessly towards violence.
At the same time, Athens' alliance begins to unravel. In 428 BC, the leaders of Mytilene declare their city to be independent. At the gathering of the assembly,
We must crush the rebellion immediately. Put all of Mytilene's adult males to death.
Stop! It's foolish for us to act in anger.
No, make Mytilene the example to all who oppose us.
But if we ruin every city this way, there'll be no one left to pay taxes to our empire. In the end, the Athenians execute 1,000 supporters of the rebellion. The war against Sparta continues. In 425 BC, after Athens wins a major victory, Sparta asks for a truce. Again, Cleon addresses the assembly.
peace? They're only saying that because they're losing.
We must fight on.
The people of Athens should no longer be taxed to finance this war. Let our other cities pay more tribute.
Absolutely. Let's show them who's boss.
Cleon has that kind of power. He's a demagogue who will get his war no matter what the cost. Cleon died in battle in 422 BC as the Sparta's commanding general. The two powers, exhausted and depleted, made peace the next year, but the war resumed in 413 BC. Sparta finally defeated Athens in 404 BC. Still, the Peloponnesian War left both sides vulnerable. By 339 BC, King Philip II of Macedonia had conquered all of Greece. Philip's son, who later revered Greece, later spread its culture as he conquered much of the known world. His name was Alexander the Great.
Behind the
Athens was
scenes.
also a military power.
From
They
these
created
city-states,
their own military league.
from
called
these city-states
Philly.
around the
They had one rival,
Aegean, is
Sparta,
it Aegean?
who also created their
Aegean
own.
Sea.
Few civilizations have exerted as much as
That was
You can't say that to me before we start filming, okay?
Look, I just
Siege a city where many of our people live. That was you.
I can't look at you anymore. Sorry. Okay.
I heard you. Fearing the mighty Spartan army.